This is Musical Talk, your podcast for musical theater. Here are your hosts, Nick Hudson and Andrew Edwards.
Hello, welcome to our 8th episode of Musical Talk.
8. We're doing rather well, I think.
We're going to start off by quickly mentioning...
we forgot to mention
a few. We were always going to leave a few out, weren't we?
sort of
Our horror musicals last week, we've had some emails and people saying, well, you left this out, you left that out. The four we'd like to mention are, of course, Witches of Eastwick, we missed out.
Now, that played at the Drury Lane, didn't it, for a long time? And then it moved to
then it moved to the Prince of Wales.
Prince of Wales Theatre.
Yeah.
Sort of...
brilliant song, Dance with the Devil. Dance with the Devil, dance.
I listened to the soundtrack yesterday, it's very fun.
Fantastic, it's a great little...
It's written by John Dempsey, is that his name?
Yeah.
And Dana P. Rowe.
And it opened with Lovejoy.
Yeah. Lovejoy is a British TV show with an actor called Ian McShane.
Oh, he was good. Well, I didn't actually. I have to say, I didn't actually see him. I saw the guy that took over from him, or the guy that took over from him. I can't remember who I saw now, but he was very good. I heard good things.
He's good on the CD, you know.
Yeah.
He really sounds like he's enjoying it. It sounds like a really funny show.
Yeah, it was good fun, you know, especially when the bar turned into like they had this big like transformation scene, a bit like a pantomime transformation scene, where the whole stage just turned into hell.
Cool.
And it was really cool.
Like Jerry Springer, sort of, in a way.
Yeah, and you just kind of went, this is cool. Yeah. Okay.
Like there's that line, where the hell have you been?
Yeah. Another one we didn't mention, of course, Little Shop of Horrors.
Yes.
Alan Menken. We only mentioned it in our first or second episode, didn't
Yeah.
we? Alan Menken's and Howard Ashman's first big musical, Little Shop of Horrors.
Best off-Broadway musical ever, I think.
Yeah, I mean, arguably.
As regards length
it's
of running and...
Yeah. It's going to come here very shortly in a very small theatre, so we're looking forward to that.
The Menia Chocolate Factory, our course, has it booked for us to go and see it. We're going to be comparing it to the movie,
Ooh.
which will be interesting.
It's because it doesn't have a happy ending. It's a completely different ending.
Which ending do you think works?
The one in the musical. I didn't like the ending of the...
Why do you think they changed it for the movie?
Well, I think it was... they always have... I'm tempted to say the classic, because Americans like the happy ending, but I don't think it was.
Hollywood likes that.
Hollywood likes the happy ending. I think it's just... it doesn't work because it's not the... it's supposed to be a Greek tragedy, and everyone's supposed to die, you know.
Sacrificing each
other. Yeah.
And,
so,
of course...
I think they just changed the ending because... they thought maybe it worked better, or maybe even Alan Menken. I don't know. I don't know what.
Alan and Howard are very against it. I mean,
were they?
Go and if you're interested in the movie, and you know it, and to hear a complete different perspective on it, go and buy it on DVD and listen to Frank Oz's commentary over the film, which is very interesting.
I've not heard that actually. He was a director, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a director, and he talks about a lot about Alan and Howard and the writing process and changing the ending and what their views were on that, and
right,
because Howard obviously had to rewrite the ending, because he wrote the book, and so it's really interesting to hear what they have to say about it.
Yeah, there's obviously a great song in the film that isn't in the musical.
Mean Green Mother Frances, which was nominated for an Oscar,
and it was just amazing. It really was a good song. It's a shame it's not in the musical.
Of course, Levi Stubbs.
Yeah,
performed,
and that's Audrey too.
Before the show, Andy and I were talking about sort of ending numbers in musicals, and I think Little Shop of Horrors does not have a very strong finale in the stage show.
I quite like it. Don't Feed the Plants.
Yeah, but
because it was done with the montage originally, it was done with loads of pictures.
Right.
That's why I don't think it did. That's why I think it didn't work. I think the actual song is quite fairly good. See, I think one of the best endings to a musical is in Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
They literally, some posh courtiers come on in some nice frocks. The prince comes on, Belle comes on. They're back in their blue coat and the yellow dress, but he's a man now, and they sing, Taylor's Oldest Time, yada 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 yada, Beauty and the Beast, and that's it. That's the end of the show. And you're like, well, that's great because everyone's happy.
Yeah.
There's no sitting there for 20 minutes while the chorus blasts your head off. It's quick, it's over with, and it's all it needs. It's a fantastic little tune. Anyway, Beauty and the Beast is it's probably one of the best Disney songs written. Anyway, we've got two more horror musicals we didn't mention. We'll just quickly mention.
Yeah,
them.
Young Frankenstein is being written by Mel Brooks.
Mel Brooks, yeah, it's from his film Young Frankenstein,
written by Gene Wilder and himself.
Yeah. And they're going to do a musical version of that, which I'm really looking forward to. I really hope I get an audition for it, just because I would love to do another Mel Brooks musical.
Would you go to New York to do it?
I don't think... I've actually got a visa to work in America, so I suppose I could. ask, but I think they probably have an
because I think
American
it'll be
cast.
New York first, for
Yeah,
that, or even Boston or
Yeah, it will
San
have out of town
Francisco.
trials. I think first. I don't think I've never auditioned for anything in America apart from like cruise stuff. So I don't think I'll even be allowed to audition for it. But when it comes here, I'll audition for it. And the other musical we need to mention quickly, which I'm a bit, how did it? We had a TV program here called the 50 top musicals. 100 was it 100 top musicals?
Grease came number one.
Grease came number. Well, and Les Mis was in like number. Well, Les Mis was like really down, wasn't it? It was like at 16 or something. And of course, when they did it on the radio with Elaine Page, it came number one.
It concentrated more on film musicals.
On the film musicals, yeah. But in the top 10, above Les Mis, above, all these amazing musicals, we had... Go on, you can say it.
Well...
it was good, but I don't think it should have been in the top 10 musicals of all time.
But it was, before we reveal what it was done with a... we have a channel here called Channel 4, which is a sort of very 18 to 30, or even 15 to 30 demographic.
Alternative TV.
Yeah.
It was set up to if you didn't want to watch BBC One, BBC Two, you told what to watch, and you didn't find ITV very, very thrilling, you had a new channel called Channel 4, which was supposed to be for the younger generation. A bit like MTV was with Sky.
The MTV generation.
The MTV generation had Channel 4.
I think the demographic for the shows like Grease coming first proved that the kind of audience that was voting was the kind of audience that watched Channel 4.
Yeah.
And hence watched its TV show, which is why Buffy the Vampire Slayer, once more with feeling, came quite high up.
I don't get me wrong, it was a great idea, and it is a really good episode of Buffy.
Yeah.
But that's all it is, it's an episode of Buffy. James Masters is very good in it, I have to say. And of course, guy that's in Little Britain, Anthony Stewart Head, who's a fantastic actor. But
it's interesting seeing him in Buffy because he's acting so much.
Yeah, he's a straight actor over here.
He's actually a sort of Cockney, earring wearing, beer guzzling.
And now to see him in Buffy was
and
hilarious.
on Buffy, especially in the earlier episodes, he's sort of very proper and tweed and very British.
I suppose the US audience wouldn't have known him as an actor before he did Buffy.
But
over here, because he was a stage actor.
He's also musical theatre.
Yeah, he does musical theatre.
He was in Rocky Horror Show. He played Frankenfurter.
And he played recently. He played the narrator, didn't he? The father in the wheelchair.
You'll pardon the background noise, ladies and gentlemen. We're sorry, but there's building going on in our recording residence. It's rather noisy.
Very frustrating. Anyway, should we move on? Should we actually talk about this episode now?
Yeah. The main bulk of the episode is going to be taken up by an interview with a guy who is a translator for musicals and knows a lot about translating musicals.
Which is something that fascinates both Nick and myself.
Yeah, and he's from Germany, and don't worry, he speaks very good English. Yeah. So, and he knows a lot about the German theatre scene. And here's something for you to think about. Unlike London, and especially New York, musical theatre is not considered a true art form in Germany.
But yet it's one of their biggest theatre businesses over there.
It's popular, but it's not considered an art form.
Amazing, really.
So that's something.
But now Germans are finally working in musical theatre because when Germany first sort of had their theatre scene going, it's really taken off because obviously they had Starlight and Cats and things. But now they've got everything. Like they've got We Will Rock You and Les Mis and all these big musicals. There are now proper musical theatre colleges out there you can train at, and finally Germans are actually going into their own shows, because before it was all English people singing in German, and they had a few German singers that would be the principals, and all the ensemble and all of the character parts were played by English people. And it's quite a funny story actually, because a friend of mine was out there playing in The Lion King. She was playing the Mufasa's bride. She comes on and has to say a few lines with has to have a scene with Scar, and because she was doing it in German, she came out and I won't mention her name because she'd be quite very embarrassed. She actually, this woman used to teach me ballet when I was a boy, and she came out and just completely blanked. But then she realised because she was in Germany, she couldn't just make something up. She couldn't improvise because she's obviously talking in German.
Yeah.
So she's there stuck on stage just going, and she just could not remember. But then of course Scar starts saying something in German just because he's a German guy, try to like help her along, but then realised that she didn't understand a word he was saying. So that's the one problem if you're going to go out there.
I think we'll listen to the interview and then we'll discuss it.
Leads nicely in, I suppose.
Thank you, Olaf, for joining us.
You're welcome.
You're That too.
You've done translating for musicals.
I haven't done it professionally, meaning that none of the things I have translated has actually been performed. But
you know the art form.
I know the art form. I have translated Stephen Sondheim's Follies, the London version, into German, and I know how difficult it is. And I've also analyzed in great length German translations of musical lyrics, sometimes even the subtitling in film musicals, just to compare the subtitling with the original lyrics to see what things have been changed and why.
What things do you have to look for when you're translating? What are the important factors?
The important factors, of course, is you have to keep in mind, on the one hand, what you want is to give the readers or the listeners or the audience a good understanding of what the original lyric is like. That's the first thing that you have to do, and in order to do that you have to completely understand the original lyric and then find an equivalent in the other language that you're translating into that is as close to the original as possible. And this is where you have the problems, because many languages are completely different from English in so many respects that you have to compromise. Yes, German has the big problem that in general the words are longer than the English word. A good example would be the song The Right Girl in Follies, which if you translate it verbatim would mean Das richtige Mädchen. So what is 3 syllables in the original turns into 6 syllables in the German translation, and of course you can't do that because the music dictates how many syllables you can use in the translation. So what you would need would be, on the one hand, translators who have a brilliant command of English and of German. That would be the first thing. What you also need, preferably, are translators who know how to sing, because you have to find German words that also are singable on certain notes, so that if you hit a high C, you can actually pronounce the syllable that you're supposed to sing on that note. The problem that you have, especially when it comes to the German market, that the most people who do translating in Germany simply aren't good enough, meaning that they don't really understand the original, that they offer translations which are too far away from the original text to give you a good impression of what the original text was in the first place. Some of the translations are really bad, and that's not necessarily because you can't translate difficult English texts, maybe lyrics or anything else, into another language. They are brilliant translations of Shakespeare. Several brilliant translations of Shakespeare, of the sonnets, of his plays, brilliant translations.
They're not restricted to music.
No, but the thing is, of course, that they have so many potential meanings that you also have to acknowledge in the translation, and there are people who have managed to do that. Of course, it is an additional problem that the music restricts your possibilities when it comes to translating song lyrics, but still I just assume that if you really are eloquent in Germany, and that's another factor, if you have enough time to do it, you should be able to do that. And this brings us to the next problem, and that is time. If you want to translate a musical as brilliantly as possible, what you need is time, and this is what in many cases as a translator you don't have, because very often a musical is already decided upon. A theatre decides, let's put on a new German version of, let's say, Follies, and they already have it scheduled, meaning that they know it has to be performed in 3 months' time, because they have to contract with the singers, they have the orchestra, they need the theatre at that time, and that means the translator has a limited amount of time. And the thing is, it's always problematic if you work under pressure, especially when the lyrics are very complicated. So what you have to do is, once again, take shortcuts and compromise. One of the reasons why so many translators who aren't good enough work for musicals in Germany has to do with money. If you translate one of the big blockbuster musicals, The Phantom of the Opera, Cats, Mamma Mia, you get a percentage of the box office gross. Usually I think about 1%, which, depending on how successful the show is, could actually mean up to £3,000 a month, which is wonderful. But if you translate a musical that will not be put on in an open-ended run, that may not run for 10 years, that will not run in a theatre that is constantly sold out in front of 1,800 people, it means that you probably just get, let's say, £300. and then you will get a profit participation or a royalty every time a musical is put on. Let's take Follies. Follies was translated in 1990, and since then it has only been put on once, as far as I know, for a few days. So that means that potentially you have been paid, let's say £300, which is generous, for a job that potentially could cost you 3, 4, 5 months of hard work. Then the question is it worth it? Another problem is that many people who work as translators have found out that neither the public nor the critics actually pay attention to the translator. So if you are a brilliant translator, you will not get a reputation for working in musicals. If you want to get a reputation as a brilliant translator, you translate literary works. So you translate James Joyce, Shakespeare, Melville, or any other modern author, and there you can actually get recognition. You can't do it for musicals for several reasons, because musicals, at least in Germany, still are not necessarily considered to be an art form, and also because the people who review musicals and many of the people who go to musicals don't pay attention to the words. So there are translations that are brilliant. Probably the most famous is Robert Gilbert's translation of My Fair Lady. That was done in the early 1960s and is really nearly a verbatim translation of all the best in My Fair Lady. Robert Gilbert, as far as I know, was somebody who was fluent in both German and English, which of course helped. And I don't know how much time he had to work on My Fair Lady, but you can see the care he took with all of that. Whereas with many of the modern musicals, what you can hear is somebody desperately trying to find a rhyme, obviously because they didn't have much time to look for anything else.
Do you think that was the case with, of course, the latest, well, not the latest, but one of the biggest musicals lately in Germany has been Der Glockner von Notre Dame?
Der Glockner von Notre Dame has an even weirder production history, because the Glockner of Notre Dame, the Hunchback of Notre Dame, based on the Disney cartoon, was being written while it was being translated. They had a workshop in New York. They had cast the musical in Germany, flew all of the cast over to New York, including the translator, Michael Kunze, and while Stephen Schwartz and Alan Menken were writing new songs, as soon as they had finished one, they gave it to the translator, who then translated it in a matter of hours, sometimes days, so that the German cast could then learn the German translation. That was very unusual and very costly, and it was only possible because Disney and the German production company put up a lot of money. And it was also possible because Michael Kunze is a very seasoned and experienced translator. He started translating musicals, I think, in the 1970s. He first translated Evita, which was a big success, and then he translated the song cycle Tell Me on a Sunday and won several prizes for that. And based on that success, he was asked to translate Cats, and then later Phantom of the Opera, Sunset Boulevard, Mamma Mia.
That's it. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Wonderful insight into other world.
My pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Today you have an interview with one of my lecturers talking about sort of what is a very, very important element of worldwide musicals if you want a success.
Yeah, I mean, I heard a version of Cats in Polish, which was the funniest thing I've ever heard. It was brilliant.
They sort of had noises we can't make, don't they? Sort of like,
Goitz, the musical or something it was called. It was fantastic.
Goitz.
Something like that.
You're looking at Cats at the moment, aren't you?
I'm being auditioned for Cats, yeah.
And you got a call back?
Yeah, I've got a recall next week. I've got to learn some music.
Is that a good sign that you have a call back?
Oh, well, they've given me some music, so that means that I need to go back and sing those particular songs.
No, it's just the tour of Cats what's opening in London.
It's the tour of Cats, yeah. I don't know if it's coming back to London or not. I'm up for probably cover Monker's Strap, because that's the music I've been given. Because I know the guy playing Monker's Strap is staying on.
Right.
So I'm probably being thought of as like first or second cover. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes. If they make me an offer, it's the same company I'm working for now.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the same production company. So, if I,
well, good luck.
Yeah, thank you. I'll see how it goes.
I've been to the theatre a lot this week.
You have?
Or 2 times. So I was at theatre Tuesday night, theatre Wednesday night. And Tuesday night I saw a British musical called Salad Days, which is written by Julian Slade and Dorothy Fields.
way back in the 50s, the sort of story is this company needed a musical to sort of end their season. So they gave Julian Slade, who was this incidental music writer at this company, the task to write this musical. It's one of the worst stories you'll ever... It's so silly.
Right.
The story is these two graduates from university. One needs a job and the other one needs to get married. So they sort of decide to get married. This tramp gives them a piano to look after and pays them $4 a week to do so. And when they play the piano, it makes them dance. The song's very good. Look at me, I'm dancing. Look at me, I'm dancing. And then somehow they...
Sorry, that was so funny. You didn't see what he just did. He was actually waving his head when he did that. He was bobbing his head. Look at me, I'm dancing. Like, actually shaking his head around. It was the funniest thing.
And then
This is radio, just to let you know.
And then somehow they end up with a sort of flying saucer.
A flying saucer.
And it literally is a flying saucer with a large spoon.
What, like? Oh my god! So like
Because-
a teacup saucer.
Yeah, because they lost the piano, so they need to look for the piano, and they fly over the town. And they have
Sounds very weird.
it's very weird. Yeah, I don't know what they were on when they wrote it. And there's a sort of line, "I'll never divorce her, my saucy flying saucer." And there's lots of bad jokes in it. I won't repeat them because they are so terrible. And
Probably you might end up shaking your head around again.
yes, and then but the point of it is that it's so conservative. I mean, very, very, very conservative. There were gay jokes added in for modern audience for some odd reason, but it's so conservative for the time it was, because it was England in 1950s was still very
Post World War II.
Yeah,
it was that kind of very
still very down.
Yeah. Post Empire. You know, we lost the British Empire. We were the Roman Empire of the world, and then we kind of lost it all. We had to give it all back, apart from the Falklands, funnily enough.
So then,
Which then we had another war about.
so they did this musical, and it was very pre-World War, very British. Lots of let's sing a song,
Lovely.
because we can.
I see.
So at the time it was on, a Victorian granny could see it and not be offended. And the thing is, it ran for 5 years,
Wow, 5 years
nearly 4,000 performances.
with the saucer.
Yeah, with a flying saucer and a flying spoon and a piano that clowns jump out of it and stuff, and it's complete nonsense. But the production I saw was good. If you want to go and see it, it's still playing at the Greenwich Theatre in London. Don't expect a great performance, because it's not meant to be a great performance. It's meant to be tacky and silly, but the performers are very good. The score is very good. They all play their own instruments, so it has that sort of Sweeney Todd-esque thing.
Right.
And let's go and see that. And yesterday, I saw what can only be described as a hip-hop musical drama.
A hip-hop musical drama.
Written by an old student from my course, Goldsmiths, actually a writing for performance student, not musical theatre student. Stop yawning, Andy.
Oh, sorry, I'm tired. You're getting me up early.
You're tired.
I've got rehearsal later.
Hip-hop is the way musical theatre will be heading in the future.
Great. Fantastic. I'm ecstatic about that.
As it's very dramatic music. You need to have a quick ear to get what they're saying, because it's so fast. And yesterday the performances are very good. I thought they're trying to be a bit too political, because the show is written for young people. In the audience, it was me and my friend Tim and a school class seeing it. It's a very small theatre at the new Wimbledon studio.
You went out to Wimbledon, did you?
Yeah, it was sort of set in the set was the size of this room, which you can't see, listeners, but it is very small, and it's called Locked In. It's about these group of friends who put on a podcast, and
You're joking.
well, they sort of have a sort of pirate radio station, but they could be doing a podcast, because they sort of talk about issues, and they rap about the issues. It's sort of at the end there's a raid, and it's a very exciting piece of drama. And I liked it because it was only an hour, and that was sort of the amount of hip hop I could take in one evening. We're actually going to meet the writer. He's coming to give us a talk about it for our
Oh, fantastic.
class.
See if you can get an interview.
Yeah,
about hip hop musicals. I mean, it isn't a genre of music I'm really
No, but
with. I mean, I have listened to some hip hop, but I can't really, because obviously, you know, I'm a musical theatre boy. I listen to musical
But
theatre.
interesting, the main kid who was extremely good at rapping, but you could tell he was acting because he sort of had an RP accent that broke through.
Right.
But he's done Les Mis, and we actually have. They gave a CD for free. You know, we could probably play some songs next week from it because you know
Gave you a CD for free.
Yeah.
Of the show.
the program is a CD.
Oh wow.
It has tracks from the show on it, and the leaflet inside the CD is the program.
That's really clever.
So when I meet the writer, we'll ask if we can play some songs on the show, and I'm sure he'll say yes because it's on tour at the moment. Playing at the moment at the New Wimbledon studio, so go and see it if you're. It's a very interesting piece of theatre. Because I'll admit I was apprehensive about seeing it to begin with because I don't like hip hop, but it really caught my attention.
Well, we've only got one more thing actually on our program list, so which is what I want to talk about this week, which is I'm going to have I decided to talk about around a musical, and this week I've picked songs for New World
by Jason Robert Brown.
Yes, Jason Robert Brown, and
one of the newest and best musical theatre writers and performers.
Yeah, I mean he's done Parade the last 5 years, and now Songs for a New World. And it's got one of the best opening songs.
Yeah, I think the opening is
a New World
very,
opening.
very,
It's
very, very good.
Just amazing.
The opening is called A New World.
A New World. It's got like a New World. It's called like a New World opening, I think, something like that. Listen to it. If you haven't got this CD and you're a musical theatre fan, it needs to be in your collection. It really, really does. It's got some of the best ballads, and I've always said a ballad is not a slow song.
No.
A ballad is a song that tells a story. So most musical theatre songs are in fact ballads. It's only things like Springtime for Hitler that aren't ballads because they don't tell a story. It's just, you know, you're not really driving the story forward with this song. Each one of these songs is its own little story, and it's just stunning. So it's not, you know.
Which I think what Jason Robert Brown does very well is he compacts. He writes very good small pieces.
Yeah, and you understand exactly what they're talking about.
The last 5 years is a story about two people who sort of retell their relationship.
Yeah, like it's a relationship that spans 10 years. One starts at the beginning of a relationship, and one starts at the end, and they work backwards. One works backwards, one works forward until they meet in the middle at the 5-year mark.
Have you seen it live?
I haven't. No, I've only heard the music. Did you see it?
No, also playing at the Meania Chocolate Factory.
It's playing. Is it playing? Still playing now?
No.
Is it closed now?
But
my favourite, my favourite Jason Robert Brown. The music has got to be Songs for a New World. It's got. I'm learning a song at the moment from it called "She Cries," which is track number 7. Which
we'll put a link to the CD from Amazon or something on the site, so you can just go
just wonderful music. I never forget when it was first put on Broadway. You couldn't get the sheet music over here. And a girl in my college I was training with paid £80 for a book to be shipped over because you just couldn't get hold of it for love nor money, and she bought it on like eBay for £80.
Well, that's passion.
And it was going, and but just to sing one song, which was I think it's track 4 on the CD. It's I'm Not Afraid of Anything. I mean, every girl pretty much that does a cabaret, every like female solo singer that does a cabaret now is singing this song, and every woman at an audition. It's now more sort of wicked stuff like Popular and The Wizard and I, but before that, the big song all the girls sang was this I'm Not Afraid of Anything.
Speaking of Stephen Schwartz, last week we forgot to mention that there is
Schwartz Stories.
Yeah, Schwartz Stories at the
King's Head
Head pub in Islington, which is in.
It's basically a theatre at the back. It's in Islington. It's North East London.
It's a review. Well, it's not really a review, is it? It's sort of.
Well, it's
stories made up to fit
around
Steve's
songs. Stephen Schwartz songs. Oh, I'm having a moment.
And
sorry, not enough tea this morning.
This is your moment.
This is
key change. And we're going to go and see it, aren't we?
If it's playing on a Sunday, I'm going to go and see it.
Which it is.
I'm sure it'll be
playing for a couple of weeks. I think.
Yeah, I really, really want to see it.
And Steve's had his input into this, so we know it's official and good. And
and there's posters for it everywhere. I think we're going to have to get tickets because it's going to sell out.
Yeah,
it's a tiny little. I mean, we went there the other night, didn't we, to see a comedy show?
Yeah,
which was very good.
Next week we're going to talk about something I know nothing about, something which Andy knows a huge deal about.
Auditioning.
That great thing that, like interviews for actors, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it takes a while to get used to them. But once you've got in the knack and you know the casting directors and you know the people that are sitting on the panel, you start to get a bit more relaxed and stuff. So yeah, we'll We'll talk about
give you
auditioning.
auditioning tips, techniques. And I think we can possibly have an interview with a guy I know in New York who does an auditioning masterclass around New York City. So that'd be interesting. If you have any questions for him, you know what to do by now.
Yes.
But if you are a first-time listener, our website is http:// hudson.nick.googlepages.com.
Please do not put www because it will not work.
You won't get anything.
It's not www, it's just http. If you just type in hudson.nick.
Or just musical talk.
Oh yeah, or type in musical talk, all one word at Google, you'll find us. Or you can go to Libsyn and
look for us
there.
Or you can email us, musicaltalk@hotmail.co.uk. You can join our forums. You're not going to give us a call because we don't have a number yet.
No.
We're not going to.
Not going to.
Unless Andy wants to sacrifice his cell phone. Answering it at all hours. It's amazing. We have listeners in Australia.
Denmark. Sweden. Yeah, we had an email from someone in Sweden.
Okay. And
was it an email? No, it was someone on the forum, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I might be going mad, though.
Probably.
It might be Switzerland, something like that.
And
all over Europe.
New York.
Yeah. Dundee.
And
the Dundee Theatre's lovely up there. And,
she says it's horrible.
She says it's horrible. Yeah, I can't remember her name off the top of my head. I've replied to her. She's lovely.
Siobhan or something, wasn't it?
Yeah. Siobhan.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it.
And but the grass is always greener, you know.
Yes, I quite liked it up there. I had a lovely little time.
I can say I've never been to Scotland.
It's a tiny little theatre, but it's really, 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 really nice. Never been to Scotland? No. We're going to go to the Edinburgh Festival together.
Yeah, we're going to do a. This is our big thing for like next year.
If we get the time to do it.
It's going to take loads of planning.
We're going to try and get to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, which you have never been to.
No.
I've been to once, and if you have never been there, listeners, I suggest you. I think you try and get up there.
I mean, one of the girls on my course, Heather, the only girl on my course,
No.
in the writers section of my class, she wrote a musical called Apocalypse the Musical, which played at Edinburgh, and maybe we can get her on the show and have a chat to her about that later on.
What do you know? What I'd like suggestions for musicals. If someone can email us, or even on the forum, we'll start a little thing, because I started something this week called Dreamcast. I'm playing a game called Dreamcast, and if you want to play, basically,
I sat there for ages thinking of people for Chicago.
It's so hard. Yeah. So let's play the game. People, please play the game. If you want to add a cast, add a cast of. I've just picked Chicago for no apparent reason at all. It took me ages to think of. I was stuck with Billy Flynn and Mr. Cellophane. Amos Hart.
I wonder if Ewan McGregor will ever do it.
I hope so. He'd be really good. But anyway, so play the game. Go to our forum and you can add your own cast list, or you can even add your own musical, like any musical that everyone knows, and put your own dream cast list of who you'd like to see play the parts.
Let's do the dream cast of Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, we did. We used to do that on tour. We did the end of the Pier cast.
I will add my dream cast of Little Shop of Horrors. That will be my contribution.
Right, okay.
Because everyone says it's a quite good cast.
Yeah, so start a new...
Or Wicked, or whatever you want to do.
Whatever you want to do.
But
Dreamcast.
I think everyone knows their Dreamcast of Wicked, because the Dreamcast is sort of the original cast.
The original Broadway cast, yeah.
And thanks so much for listening, ladies and gents. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to Musical Talk. We'll see you next time.